Hi, I'm Phil from the American Anglican Council. Just picking up today, Thursday, I think it's June 27th, and it's been a great another day since last night when we heard John Stonestreet talk about how the church is always better when it's not running away from culture, but running into it. We were inspired last night by that talk, which he really got from his own personal experience with Chuck Colson in prison ministries, realizing that it's the brokenness that is in our society that the church needs to address with truth. One of the greatest quotes, I think, from that talk was, in 10 short years, what was unthinkable has now become unquestionable. That the church is the only source of truth and reason and objectivity and love, and the answer to the question of what does it mean to be human, that we're created in the image of God with inherent dignity, rather than some utility that just is dependent upon politics and the cultural whims of the day. That's how we closed yesterday. We began today with a wonderful time of morning prayer and worship together, a Bible study, again by dear Bishop Rennis Panaya on 2 Timothy chapter 2 and moving into 3, really about the fact that what matters most to God is not our competency, but our character. It's how the transforming love of Jesus Christ for us as pastors and leaders, bishops, lay leaders, clergy, how is that helping us to become, as Paul writes to Timothy, like a good farmer who is looking forward to the crop, a good athlete who's looking inward at his own abilities and how he can get the job done, and a soldier looking upward at his commanding officer. These are the marks of holiness of life and of being a servant leader. He even went so far as to say to his fellow bishops, please don't take your titles and your positions so seriously. Always remember you are a servant. Again, a wonderful framing that led into a time of our own retiring Archbishop Foley Beach and his address to the province, citing all of the accomplishments and some of the challenges that we're going to be facing in the transition. This afternoon, after lunch, we had breakout sessions. The American Anglican Council was pleased to offer a wonderful session on clergy care groups, including some words from Father Chris and his wife Jennifer Goers about sexual addiction and the recovery support groups that we have there. And Jeff Chapman, of course, and Brian Poppy sharing about our clergy care groups and their availability to leaders so that we can experience that inner transformation that Bishop Rennis preached to us about this morning from 2 Timothy chapter 2. Well, later on in our breakout sessions, we had a wonderful session that Canon Mark Eldridge and Canon Brian Poppy and Reverend Clancy Nixon did on revive, reframe, and renew, respectively. And it was well received. I feel like, as one person said, that the AAC now has the A team all working together, Mark, Brian, and Clancy, on the things that are going to help our province grow. I had a conversation with our Archbishop, who understands what we're doing with church revitalization, with church consulting in the Reframe consults, and with the Holy Spirit weekends. And I know that he's hoping that we will be able to come alongside the province and all dioceses to help in the year to come. I was touched by just walking along and talking with people who shared with me how the AAC has helped them in their various places. A young church planting couple who watched our videos on the prayer book and got drawn into the Anglican way and are now about to lead their church and be examined for holy orders as church planters in the Diocese of the Mid-Atlantic. In the Diocese of the Southwest, I ran into a team of people who were there when we had our a strategic planning session that I led some 5 years ago, and I'd completely forgotten about it. I said, well, how is it going? And they said, well, we took what the AAC said, and now we're growing with young families and kids. So the good news is that God is in control. He's in control of this transition. He's in control of the passing of the baton. Some of that will be tonight when there's a great celebration for Archbishop Foley Beach's ministry and leadership to us over the last 10 years. And tomorrow, when the insignias, the symbols of archiepiscopal authority are passed on from Archbishop Foley to our Archbishop-elect, Steve Wood. It's a good provincial council. I encourage you to hear and listen to the Anglican Perspective podcast I had today with Susie Leaf on Anglican conciliarism in the local context in which we serve in England, in ACNA, and at the global level with GAFCON and the Global South. Much to pray about, much to rejoice about, much to be aware of in terms of being like Timothy, not allowing this present darkness to extinguish the flame that God has lit in us through his Holy Spirit, but rather to fan it into flame so that we can reach the millions of people who do not yet know Jesus Christ. God bless you, and we'll have another closing report tomorrow.